This girl was walking, and a stream of blood suddenly flowed from her body. She was so scared that she fell far away. Her mother immediately broke down the door and went inside to take a look. She's extremely inactive, so she's skilled at controlling her bloody blood. At this time, her father also ran in. He was extremely hurt when he saw what had happened to his wife and their daughter. She immediately became upset and cried. The expensive wire suddenly burst and her father lost his life and cried for days. Her younger sister saw this tragic scene with her own eyes. From then on, she considered her only a demon. The girl's name is Marie. Since she was born, she has been injected with the compound number 5 that has the ability to make people develop bone powers. As her bone capacity was like love and right he was coming, as a result, she couldn't control her strength to kill her parents. After her sister broke up her relationship with Marie, she was adopted by another family. Marie was taken to Cold River Academy. There were all capable young people who had been abandoned by their families. Marie was extremely miserable. Because she was regretting the mistakes she had made, she frantically tried to control her blood. Instead of using the earth book, she can control her blood. Normal blood border or star tongue. When Deep was 18 years old, she passed the exam and Korean University was a school of capable people. She hopes that one day she can use her powers to become a hero to protect the world. So that my sister can come back and reclaim me. But Marie doesn't know that this hidden school has not yet lost its evil description, but students with tenacious abilities will eventually become part of Korean school. It turns out that this school is very corporate and highly organized. After graduating, you can only be recruited and will be miserable to become a hero. But in reality, the people created by the island are all the policemen of the festival. For example, this heroic Zio group of 7 people, at Taugoa, accidentally stabbed others, causing them to die. I pressed myself to watch my daughter go home and give birth, busily burning a few airplanes to play, and the bottom line that can be different from their version is the support of the people. It also means that people with this talent, if they don't have fans, they are nothing. So this arena is also a production version that has lost fan support. The leader of the main village is a fast and beautiful Tang who also carries donkeys. Korean school regularly organizes competitions where this pair of fighters competes with a tall and athletic man. When the whole person picks up this heavy fruit, the enemy's arrows from far away convey a message of opportunity, which attack is the only one that will kill. Amidst the cheers of other private students, he sat meditating against the stage, breaking his opponent's arm. Marin saw that and was extremely scared. Didn't he say that he only competes to learn from each other? Is it necessary to be so hot? But soon after his hand was put back, it turned out that this guy is not afraid of death, and is an extremely suitable opponent to chase the palace. Car Friend 2 is for single-person applications. You can freely change your personality on this page. Before, he was acting like a girl and was doing 2 exercises, but then his parents came to visit him at school and immediately changed him back to being a boy. But his intention to sell his head is also to lie down. The third string person is Andre. Your car at this time is that you can manipulate all objects with needles. His father's friend is another person who has the ability to control other people's minds, and is also his 5-year-old girlfriend. Dong though has the most beautiful mausoleum at Kodokan school. When it comes to the person with the most outstanding abilities, Mary's roommate, Emma, has the ability to attack karma, that is, she can move large rooms and small animals. Me. But ants are the middle of science, with Emma having to transform manually, so if you want your little animal to vomit, you'll have to dig out your body, and if you want to become big, you'll have to wear clothes and a mask of food. Mary and her family refused all the fun and games, because her first goal when coming here was to learn how to become a hero. Kodokan University is divided into 2 days, one is performing light arts and criminology. The first branch is for students to learn how to become an actor, the second branch is to learn how to protect the world. Sometimes Mary would choose a second major, but was rejected by the school's professor. Mary went looking for the monk, but in the middle of the road she was stranded, but there was no way, otherwise it would be difficult for the monk. She told Mary that if she wanted to enter the criminology field, she would have to have a population of more than 10,000 people. Sometimes, the gun and sugar will turn into a son and will not be poisoned by the monk's bullet. See if they can often give this to them. Mary used sincerity instead of poison when the monk recognized her. The monk actually forced her to take performance lessons. Mary sadly walked out of the office. It was already dark. Sometimes there was a member with clean hair who ran thousands of police officers back to her. If only the police hadn't posted their talent in advance, they would run over and knock the police down to attack again. Mary asked the police what happened. The police said the guy was high on drugs. Mary immediately jumped up and grabbed the persimmon. She waved her hand and pulled out the crest of a vine. The guy who ate the guy was immediately knocked down by Mary. The police and murderers were surrounded by evil as if they were being chased away by evil. I did not return to that registration area. At this time, the police were strong and peaceful. This is Andres, the red worm ate that guy, was knocked unconscious and was tortured by the police. On the wall of this guard room, there is a drawing of a bed. Through this matter, Mary was flattered by Andre, so he invited her to attend the funeral. Moreover, when Mary also attended, she was very excited for a while, so she decided to have a little fun. And when people come to the temple, they always have the illusion that they feel that they are not relying on them, and they also hear love calling at the door, looking at the price of eating the light-haired guy who used to have an anonymous name. Andre looked at him from time to time, honestly expressing his attraction to the woman, how he was a metal bird to attract girls. Looking behind the Mandarin, there were too many people, so he accidentally got caught by the audience and took on the role. The bird immediately let the ghost land on a girl's land. The girl didn't need to be treated for blood, she couldn't bear it all night, but she had to go to the hospital to get Andre Mouty out of here. Seeing this scene, Mary remembered her parents dying tragically, so she reached out to bring the girl's blood back to her body, then her heart began to beat again. Mary also received praise from everyone. Overnight Mary became a celebrity. And the next day, she was kicked out of school by the flute monk, because the scene of Andre's murder was filmed and was posted online. This is a small story about the shooting school, coming to protect the shooting school on hissing Mary. Mary was extremely angry. She went to the small building to make her blood a little angry, but after being a little angry, she still thought she should find her own dignity, so she went back to find the flute master. As soon as he opened the door and entered the room, he appeared to be using the flute monk's fire. Suddenly, when he was in the wrong situation, he ended up hallucinating. He saw himself in the positive area, saw his brother Chai saying this was not an illusion. I asked you to help me, so when I went to find the Starling Master, I asked him where Chai was. After that, I don't know what happened, but I was away from the lioness again. Now Mary accidentally saw this scene, she hastily explained that she couldn't blow it all. At this time, the sound has already been consumed, and when the smell is sweet, people move their mouths. True quickly ran away, and even crashed into a bamboo pavilion. He was about to become a thief, when a long dead body arrived. Truck Din hurriedly did not avoid making Mary's version, which immediately burst into flames. Turn the communal house into 5 to avoid all that fire, and tell Mary to quickly leave here. After that, he kept changing his personality, 5 puppets to defend, and nurture to attack, but he still couldn't fight against the most capable person in the school. Don't just use the afternoon to hit the small noodle, resulting in the opponent throwing it far away. But Cho's ability to withstand blows was extremely strong and continued to rush forward, but this group made him even more angry when he was thrown into the wall by the opponent. Then, when he was caught by the neck and when he was overwhelmed, then when he burst out, it looked like he had completely lost his will. As soon as Mary went out, she bumped into Andre, and then the glass was broken. When she chased her, Andre told her to calm down. The result of a quick attack later made Mary scared to the point of panic, but that fear was only Andre's face. I'm sorry, my whole body caught fire, and then I flew into the air and was in awe of myself. Finally, what did the teacher say when he was in the office? His death made Andre and his wife miserable, and the two of them decided to be the one to blame for the incident. When the two of them arrived at the dormitory, they only saw murder written on the wall. The dormitory was also completely cleaned out as if they were afraid of losing something. Hello, the two of them couldn't find anything. But right at this moment, Andre suddenly asked for something interesting that he had said before he died, and the secret of the statue's secret as it was made of metal was stolen. This statue is Andre's father. He broke the statue's sash and found a broken wall, which contained a video of him. When I was scared, I found myself locked in this school. They were doing some very scary things, and the professor was also involved. When I hope that anyone who sees this video might think that my younger brother is a sinner. Andre looked at the prosecutor and was on fire, thanks to the professor's office finding a video about the confession. He suddenly discovered that Sam was the young man with bright hair from the other day, and said that Sam was holding the father's cell in the same way as the news. So that day it wasn't that he was drugged and ran out, but that day he was on his way out of the crazy people. It turns out that Kui Stop that Sam said was actually a local named W. So this one appeared in the movie The Boy 22, so on the outside it's a hospital for people who have powers but are mentally ill, but in reality God says it's used to perform miracles on the human body, but in reality it's done. What duty? Channeling about the present, Andre dozens of pictures of fruit 3 above were dirty, the results at this time were a group of river mercenaries, and some words of love. Andre quickly followed them, but a school security guard discovered them and was stabbed on the spot. Outerinstimate altagluan preservation, the guys have been here say government, stopites sine unagiwal that chasabi cha falu kan not appeared how gamiji avec those confirmed seed dom, sexy nova shugark mhh rosmadet love whisker stew. Through this time of overcoming hardship together, the two people loved each other, so they began to understand each other better. At that time, on the other hand, Mary became the most popular person in school and took care of the top 10 people in the school. All the friends in school wanted to take pictures with her. Now, no matter when the soy sauce was exploded, a group of people suddenly turned back. It's Mary and Andre who sometimes don't allow themselves to go crazy and limit others. But trans term has been dropped straight to the south. He said that he was the one who had the most merit. But I understand that the school doesn't care that much. In return, many of her supporters will be biased towards that person, and one should understand the school's projection of Mary's image. She became the school's top female guardian and studied Kolo Kin. So the advertisers who presented their rooms were still accepted for Mary to work. But showing the petitions extremely angry, he asked Mary to tell the truth. Mary seems happy and doesn't want to mark other people's laps. So the branch in it must understand the school. She became a hero just to save people and bring her sister back to her side. As a result, while the room presenter received instructions from the school manager, said Mary's sister never wanted to see her again for the rest of her life. Mary immediately felt desperate, so she didn't say anything about the matter in the application. After the room ended, Mary came to understand why the school was so angry at her. Understanding the school, this matter has nothing to do with her. Even said she also sympathized with Mary. Mary felt the school's concern, so she believed what the school said. Now Mary is extremely famous for showing her a cup of food, but Mary said if she accidentally killed her parents, so people no longer came back to Mary. Opening in a corner where no one was paying attention, Andre came to see Emma, hoping she could help him save 3. But now, no one has ever come to me. But now they're all dumped without sharing with others. She also wanted to be a hero, and so she agreed to Andre's offer. So the two of them went to the old ladder. After Emma shrunk, she brought the noon locator inside and exposed the wall. She went to a place called Master Was, Miss Truong under the performance of winning the topic and losing the challenge in Country 3, on the wall of Los Chan, 3 dams were sunk into reformed highways. Angry incense product, Dai discovered her. MMA to gain trust in the end. XAM said that when and she came to Pride. But yes, and at this time outside the warning bell sounds, the manager plans to take Emma and get out of here, remove the fruit from the ground level right on the spot. Suddenly the door was opened. Every mercenary spirit that comes in is constantly searching, looking at the price. They discovered that Emma had always entered here. At this moment of confession, the other person ended up fainting. Emma admired the penitent's love for finding a way to take her away. Sometimes he immediately jumped into the air and punctured the ear of the mercenary spirit. If we've come to this point, if both of us continue to stay, it probably won't end well. So Sam immediately used his boundless power to bring a mercenary spirit to the continent to play. He quickly took Emma and ran out. They hid in an abandoned movie booth, but at this time, Emma also spoke the truth and ate the soup of a dead penitent. Why don't you spread the news that it's true? He felt extremely miserable, and because he regretted not being able to control his car, he stabbed the policeman to death. Not only is he not afraid of being repentant, but the gloves also calm him down. As a result, the electrician beat her to death, and that was the last time the two of them saw each other. Regarding Andre's denial, he waited forever and still couldn't get Emma to return, so the group was sure she had shared the story. I just chose to tell this story to Mary and my other friends. Come on everyone, find Emma, but they only found the tracker. Mary is looking for the school's favorite Rufus, but there is a lot more. She can go to the wrestler to find someone. Mary is Emma's capital for Rufus to find. He was seen by a lonely man. Rufus and Mary sat down next to me before telling her Emma's whereabouts. As a result, Emma had sex with a girl in her dorm room. And Rufus was currently undressing and doing adult things to her. Right at this moment, someone came to the door. Rufus could only think in the bottom right now, so he didn't bother thinking about it. Mary was so scared that she used her ability to control blood to crush the bird. At the same time, the dormitory door was also kicked open. Mary was about to be killed, so I came here to save her. But before Mary finds Emma, a robot announces that she has come to her school to take care of him. The headmaster warned him not to touch the top 5 people of his school. The robots called the 3 investigators to the Mandarin's office to ask her, but the special moment of the presenter is to see whether the 2 sides are lying or not. So when Mary's palace robot app told her that the person with the most merit was the one who was the one to go, if it was revealed that Mary was someone else's public image, that position in the middle of the school building for her would be ruined. You should understand this story from the perspective of Counter and Wing. After going to the school to investigate many aspects of the school, they also discovered the robot's secret face. The sick robot drank alcohol very often, which made every time he saw something round and shaped like a tomato, a water pipe, a tree hole, a skull, a little bit more awkward. And admit that this kind of drinking is too much. And where is the round doctor? Come here, cut down on Mr. Daddy. The robot immediately completed the statement and announced that his case had not lost any resistance points. Looking away from confusion and anger, he thought that Mary telling the truth meant ruining his marriage, because he already loved Mary. So the 2 people, unable to contain their feelings, immediately burned the Saigon fruit. And right at this moment, Emma suddenly ran into it and the 2 of them easily disappeared. In the distance, a virtual armor appeared in an abandoned movie theater. He saw a robot turn into a doctor, who stopped him. So far opened before opening. Emma finished rushing outside the top of Zet Doctor. Far from opening the warehouse, the student was preparing to return to the West for his doctorate, but unexpectedly Andre used the refrigerator to restrain him. Far from opening and leading, he was filled with cold air. Andre's so good, it's obvious what's wrong with him. Far more angry than just using 2 punches to defeat Andre. Emma saw this scene and quickly looked for food. Marie also ignored her ability to control blood, but as a result, she lost her gold, causing her to quickly disappear into the distance. Nee was far away from home and healthy, but now he was angry and killed everyone. But right at this time, Emma had turned into a giant and threatened to leave the land. The doctor said it was nothing. Doctor, he would definitely take me back and stay there. Emma immediately returned to the far gate and was determined to protect the page, but immediately afterwards everyone fainted. It wasn't until Andre and Keith fell asleep on the same bed that they quickly got up to find their teammates, only to find out that this was a Vietnamese test. I had a very fun time here. The 2 of them looked over and saw a lady doing adult things. There was a hole behind her, an unknown substance suddenly dribbled out. The 2 of them quickly closed their bodies. After that, 2 people in another room discovered Marie and Trong Din lying together, and not long ago found Emma lying in the pool. At this time, 3 came to find them and apologized for his behavior, and I came over, but Marie and Emma didn't seem to know him, so what happened? After that, people went online and saw the story of me kissing Marie and Trong Din, Emma drinking the wrong thing and going crazy, but people had no clue about this. Ken immediately discovered that Rufus was also present at the party. Could it be that Rufus had exhausted all of their swords? Everyone immediately went to see Rufus. Rufus quickly got married. At this time he changed into another person. He gave me money so I could marry him. And Rufus went directly to the dormitory, and immediately met Andre. Andre pulled all the doors in the dormitory to form a guard. Then, he told Rufus, who was he, why did he bother with everyone's signatures? But the next day, Andre was teleported to his house, where he was buying a hamburger, and was suddenly caught by Rufus. Rufus passed through a difficult bowl. Marie was so strong that she was scratching her neck, but there was something wrong with her upper body. Marie used blood manipulation magic to take out the folder inside. She didn't expect it to be a locator, helping her find out who installed it on her. Marie hastily told him this news. As a result, he discovered that there was no locator in the match. At this moment, Marie understood that all of her friends had lost their memory because of their association. Because Hoa was the principal of the school, the principal didn't want everyone to find out what happened to the woods, so he made a mistake in everyone's signatures. At this time, Marie encountered the order and discovered that Marie had lost her order again, but Non never suspected that this was due to the crime. Some people thought that this matter was caused by Rufus. They went to Shop 3 to find Rufus and then solved the competition for one flight to study. At this time, the ghost suddenly spoke to us and said that the person who left us was the end. Flowers do when everyone aches and pains about being lost, just remember. Then a ghost came to look for XAM and asked about what happened before he passed away. Only then did he learn the truth. Suddenly, a flying blast caused Rufus to be blown several dozen meters away. It was because Andre came. But suddenly Andre, still listening sadly, knew the truth. He commanded a giant to arrest Rufus and Tuong. Mario and Troc, don't rush, Rufus, hurry up and explain who caused all this. Right at this moment, she promptly appeared in front of everyone. She admitted the crimes she had previously committed against everyone. Andre was extremely angry and ended up heartbroken. He continued to use his Zeo ability too much and ended up with a jerk. Mario immediately used his ability to control blood to restore the purple worm to normal. Andre placed her on the sofa to rest, but suddenly the burning sensation suddenly disappeared. Then everyone saw the door automatically collapse, revealing what appeared to be a horror outside the door. But why do they appear here now? The boss could only follow everyone into the hallway. Everyone saw a middle-aged woman looking for her son. At this moment, a little girl appeared whose mother told her not to come close. Andre immediately recognized that this girl was the girl who hated Chai when she was little because she lost her mother's love, so she fell asleep with MD. So Chai really left the family home. Mary immediately realized that everyone was stuck in her memories. At this moment, someone called out and immediately attracted everyone's attention. Unexpectedly, the following thing appeared here. After all, the car Phimhanquoc, created by the VOTCH company in the 80s, is also the father of the character defeated by Phimhay in The Boy Part 3. After the accident, she appeared here because she understood her mother's love from a young age, so she imagined that after the accident, she would become her mother. At this time there was thunder above. After telling it to everyone, this was not thunder, but her brain was broken. If by the time her shot is interrupted and you still can't fight, you'll be stuck in this machine shop. After being immediately attacked, Mary's group immediately took action and went to the victim's house. At this time, he was already grown up, but she had been playing with him for 9 years, because her mother was afraid of her green car. At this moment, the door to the room opened and the principal suddenly appeared in front of her. The principal took out a beast pressure and said that this beast pressure could help her, reducing the clutter in her mind. Because if you have a skill, you can immediately win the hearts of others. She doesn't receive much attention, but she should have a principal like her mother, so she becomes his puppet. But his next memory was in Dukin's school, which was also here. Andrei saw the scene of two people having a rough conversation with each other, so he wanted to get out of the way and stop him. When he had to confess that Andrei had a crush on him, he both did hurtful things to each other. It popped into everyone's heads. At this time, he was very angry, his whole body was preparing to fight Andrei, he was so afraid that she quickly ran away. How the fruit was hit by stray bullets of this substance on the spot. Everyone used their powers together at times, but in their regret they couldn't do anything, they just ran to the front of the professor's room. At this point, there is no way to finish or avoid the professor's work and the teacher are arguing. At times, the professor is a waste of money. It turns out that after learning about the story, the professor also participated and planned to